The chances of a no-deal Brexit appear to have increased since Theresa May's plans were rejected by EU leaders at a summit in Salzburg in September. Getty Images, Nigel Morris 6 hours Thursday, October 25, 2018. Emergency plans for a no-deal Brexit will be launched in Parliament in 3 weeks' time in preparation for a potential breakdown of negotiations between Britain and the European Union. Both government and parliament face a massive task if the statute book is to be in working order for a no-deal Brexit. Joe Owen, associate director at the Institute for Government Ministers, are set to suspend usual Commons business from the 12th of November and introduce the legislation required to ensure EU-related laws are replaced after Brexit Day on the 29th of March. It is estimated that between 800 and 1,000 pieces of secondary legislation need to be rushed through to ensure the statute book continues to function following the UK's departure. A report this week disclosed that only 71 of the so-called statutory instruments (SIs) have so far been laid before Parliament. EMP's Impossible Task. The Hansard Society, which produced the analysis, has warned that Parliament will soon face the impossible task of scrutinising too many SIs in too little time unless the government steps up the pace. In addition, ministers need to get several bills on the statute book by the 29th of March, including measures on EU citizens' future rights. A senior government figure told The Times, "We're about to introduce no-deal legislation very, very soon. We have to crack on because it will all need royal assent before we leave. Then there will be an awful lot to discuss and it will concentrate minds. Obviously we don't want to upset the negotiations, but the clock is ticking and it will get harder and harder the later we leave it." Brexit Secretary Dominic Raab is to update the cabinet every week over no-deal preparations. Joe Owen, associate director at the Institute for Government think tank, said, "Just a fraction of the necessary changes have been made so far." Both government and parliament face a massive task if the statute book is to be in working order for a no-deal Brexit. Cabinet updates on no-deal. Despite the current impasse in negotiations, Mrs May has repeatedly insisted that she believes agreement can be reached with Brussels over the terms of Britain's withdrawal. However, Downing Street announced that the cabinet will receive a weekly update on no-deal preparations from the Brexit Secretary, Dominic Raab. More than 100 technical notices detailing the impact of a no-deal on all areas of everyday life have so far been released by the government. The Liberal Democrat MP Layla Moran said, "The clock is at 5 minutes to midnight and the government are finally thinking about the disastrous impact of a no-deal Brexit. All they are doing by speeding up their lackadaisical preparations is driving us more quickly off the economic cliff."